What's up, Star Trek fans? Excited to get this. I haven't bought a Blu-ray or physical media since I, bought the TNG, bonus featured complete Blu-ray collection, and I've got both of them. I've got two versions. I've got the older one that the first Blu-ray set they launched, and then the latest one I have. And so now we have Picard Season 3 on Blu-ray. Beautiful. Once you pull the paper sleeve off, which I like the paper sleeve, so it kind of stinks that you have to lose one of these, and the one has to come off. But I'm going to stick the paper sleeve inside the steel case, and this is the steel case. And when you pull it off the Enterprise D, just kind of kicking ass on the back of the cover. I like the steel case. I like everything about this. The extras are wonderful. There's actually a lot from modern day. A lot of times nowadays you don't really see extras anymore, and you don't see a lot of like really cool stuff. I feel like a lot of times the Blu-rays come out and there's barely anything there, and if anything, the stuff's on YouTube already. Now, I don't know how much of this stuff is on YouTube already, but I saw things on this Blu-ray set that I did not see on YouTube and that I did not see on the Paramount bonuses and things like that on the Paramount Network. There's some things that are repetitive that are on the Paramount Network, but there are a few things that are not. Some of those things are like deleted scenes. So the deleted scenes confused me because they weren't in the extras column. You only see the deleted scenes when you go to the episodes. So that's where you'll find the deleted scenes. But everything else was in the extras category. Rebuilding the Enterprise D was phenomenal. I actually think the rebuilding of the Enterprise D was different than the version that's on the Paramount Network. So that's really pretty cool. There's also some funny errors, at least on my disc, where like they shot Patrick Stewart, some interviews with him, and he's like in purple. It's very weird. Like he's in purple. There's also this sort of the criticism that they changed the way the Enterprise D looks in a shot at the beginning of the last episode. Instead of going into the nebula with this sort of like, or going into space with this sort of like bluish nebula behind it, you find that it looks more like the original Star Trek TNG, where it's just sort of like black space. So here you see the difference. The shot is completely different, a different angle and a different look. And I don't know why this is. I don't know if this is like the placeholder shot didn't get replaced in time for the DVD. But you see above how there's a lot of detail in this shot. And this is what aired on Paramount, and this is what is on my Paramount from what I thought. But when you have the Blu-ray, it's a different shot. It's more of a straight shot, and it's more of a dark version. Looks more like the real show from back in the day. But I like the spruced up version as well. I like that blue nebula looking. I like this spruced up version as well. So I like both, and so I actually can appreciate that both are available. I don't think they're going to do a disc replacement. People are talking about a disc replacement. I don't think it's an accident. I think they just chose one shot over the other. I don't know. Maybe it is an accident. I'm not even sure. But either way, it was different. It looked a little different. But if it had not been brought to my attention, I wouldn't have noticed it. Now, maybe eventually I would have figured it out and noticed it, but I would not have noticed it. But both shots look good to me. I wonder which one Terry Metalis would rather see or wants to see. I don't know that. Maybe he will tell us. The bonus commentary stuff is wonderful, and it just brought a lot of joy to me today. I've really not been feeling great today. My dog has Lyme disease. Like, my YouTube show's going to hell. My life is going to hell. You know what I mean? I may be homeless soon. So it was a really bad day today for me, and this brought some slight spark of joy to my really depressing day, and I'll probably go back to being depressed after this video, but I loved listening to the gag reel is great. It's quick, but it's really good. Really good gag reel. The Vatic stuff is good. The bonus features are just fun. The Last Generation little documentary thing there is really well done. I, for some reason, chose a picture of Terry Metalis with his eyes closed in these rotating screenshots. Sorry, Terry. What the hell? The Q&A thing is cool. I didn't see that. It's the one from the episode 10. The audio commentaries are great. Let me tell you something. Terry Metalis, Frakes, and Jerry Ryan and Ed Speleers is like, you want that to become a podcast when it's over. You know, like, you want it to become a podcast. It is very funny. They're just hilarious. It's just wonderful. So there is, I can tell you that this Blu-ray is a must-buy if you're a serious person. I'm going to put my link to my Amazon where you can buy it down below. It brought back all the fun that this show just gave us a few months ago. This is a time I will never forget. I will never forget this because I have not felt this great about Star Trek and excited about Star Trek since, 2009 when J.J. Abrams launched the new Trek movie. I was very excited for it. And in the end, it was okay, and I didn't love it. I didn't love it a ton. I didn't hate it, but there was excitement, and I thought the movie was pretty good. And because it was an alternate timeline, I accepted it. And but that excitement kind of went away after that. So the last time I really felt just in love with Star Trek was Star Trek Enterprise, and seasons 1 to 4. And so this is the first time I'm really in love with the Star Trek series again. And although it's only one season, and it's the third season of Picard, and it's the last Star Trek we'll probably ever get, this may be the last Star Trek we'll ever get, guys. And so, or at least what I mean is Star Trek that we like, or that I like, or that I recognize. I don't really recognize Star Trek anymore, but I did not expect season 3 of Picard to be recognizable either. I expected it to be just character assassinations and sadness, and I would probably pretend it didn't happen, and I would just go back to watching, Star Trek late 60s to 2005 and pretend everything else doesn't exist. But we got this magical, I'm going to call it magical. We got this magical treat by Terry Metalis, and I mean that as somebody who's, I'm almost 40 years old. My whole life loving Star Trek and feeling like it's abandoned me over the last 5 years to 10 years since 2005, really. This Star Trek season 3 of Picard, it could have been a character assassination of everybody we loved and everything we loved, and it wasn't. It was a love letter. It was a magical. And that's the best way to describe this, is magical. The way I feel about some of the best Spielberg, it feels like the magic of Steven Spielberg gave Star Trek The Next Generation a hug. That's what Star Trek Season 3 of Picard is, to me. And it starts with it starts with Terry Metalis and obviously all the actors and all the OGs of production, and then it goes through all the new production, workers and everybody who worked on this show. The music, the art, the casting, the wardrobe, the writing, whatever, every single person that had a piece of this executed it phenomenally, because there's almost nothing to complain about. Do you know what I mean? The only complaint I ever hear is maybe the darkness of the show, how dark it's lit. But there's really not. It's just so well done. This show, there's nothing to complain about. It's the more I watch it, the better I like it, and the more it's obviously such a love letter and a magical moment, because in 2023, this should have been the destruction of the TNG crew, where they destroyed everybody, and they make all these political comments that are annoying and that are in your face, and all the characters are just miserable. And instead, it's not that. It's just a wonderful Star Trek story with the principles of Star Trek embedded into it. And even some of the characters that you may not have liked in Picard season 1 and 2, everybody becomes likable, and it's just so well done. I really like it, and I can't wait to watch it on Blu-ray in full, because it looks so beautiful on Blu-ray. The frame rate and the quality of video and picture that you get on this Blu-ray compared to, streaming quality. I mean, it's so evident to me how beautiful it looks on Blu-ray. So once again, 100% you got to get this if you liked this season that much, like I did. This is the first. I have not purchased physical media in a couple of years now, I want to say. I believe. Yeah, in fact, it's been more than that. I mean, I guess I did buy a video game, so that counts, but I haven't bought a Blu-ray physical media in about 3 to 4 years, maybe. And so this will be cherished in my Star Trek collection. And just thank you to everybody all involved with this, for making me happy today, because it was great. Anyway, leave your comments down below if there's some things I missed out on in this video. Please tell me down below. Thank you for all being subscribed to this channel that I launched because of this show. And we gained over 1,000 subscribers because of it. And I knew that it was going to be a little bit of a futile effort to create a Star Trek channel when this only had one season. And now that the writer's strike has happened and everything else, we may not get Terry Matalas' Star Trek for a long time, if ever. So, I don't know what to do exactly. I did do the first episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, and I'm going to do episode 2 and episode 3, and I think I will go forward doing retro reviews of The Next Generation since I love it so much, and then we can go into all the other Star Treks and just do retro reviews on all the Star Trek I love, instead of focusing on the modern Star Trek, since I really just, it disturbs me. I gotta be honest. Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 2 disturbed me. And so I won't talk about that, obviously, but which is very disappointing. I wish there was new Star Trek to talk about. I find the Lower Decks is coming out with new stuff, and I think I like Lower Decks' comedy. But I watch like 1 or 2 episodes at a time, and it's not really Star Trek to me, but it's kind of like a love letter of a cartoon to Star Trek. So it's kind of fun. But yeah, thank you. I never thought in my wildest dreams that we would get this. And we did. See you guys later. Oh, look, there's my wrestling pictures from earlier. All right, leave me comments. What do you guys think about everything in the DVD? Do you want more bonus features? Not enough? Were they good for you? I think you've got 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, solid at least of quality bonus. Of course, I'd like more, but there's a lot of good stuff. Catch you guys later.